What's going on, family? It's your boy back real quick, man. I just want to make this video 'cause I feel like I had to make it for the video that I just posted. You know what I'm saying? So, gonna get into some information and ask that y'all, you know what I'm saying, rock with me once again. So let's go. Yeah. So first and foremost, man, I want to read this comment. You know that was on my last video. This video, the Egyptian city in the Grand Canyon, Shemitic. House of the Sun and Hathor and Beth Peor. Go watch if you haven't seen that video, you might want to catch that first before you watch this one. You know what I'm saying? It would be better that you do that because this video is going in conjunction with that one. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I want to read this comment by the sister, the remnant, man, because she's so on point. Like this is exactly you know what I'm saying? What I was hoping to, like some of the portraits I was hoping to portray in this video, man, and she really, you know what I'm saying, she really got it. So, you know what I'm saying, so she say, bro, and look how many of us are unknowingly worshiping Baal Peor with all these songs about eating ass like groceries. Alright, man, we glorify script clubs and all things freaky in our music/live, and we out here glorifying Ra, shaking my damn head. This is crazy. Thank you for bringing this out, bro. I think I need to repent for the past all over again, shaking my head. This really put things into perspective and how we as a people are still on the same BS with worshiping these Canaanite gods. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real though, that's exactly what, you know what I'm saying, I was trying to bring out, you know, just looking at the because that's what I've seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, friend, that's why I say, like I told the sister, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really on point, you know what I'm saying? And just look at the song, though, you know what I'm saying, she was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because I was looking at it, I'm like, come on now, dog. That's why I wrote it like this. I was like, you know, it say, gotta eat the booty like groceries. I say, huh? Have a nigga selling his soul for me. What? You feel me? Like, they done hit you with the okie doke right there. You ain't even see it. You know what I'm saying? That's Baal Peor worship right there in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how they hit us, man. They want to keep us under the curses of these covenants. So they keep us doing the same thing. They just, you know what I'm saying, make the Most High angry with us. Potent, man. These scriptures are something serious, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, like Christianity keeping the people away from the teachings in the Old Testament. But, like, you missing information like this, man, that's what we need. You feel what I'm saying? Like, understanding what our people was doing and who they was really worshiping and what they was doing will help us understand because, you know what I'm saying, the history just repeats itself. We doing the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? Lessons like that in the church or, you know what I'm saying, in the community what'll really help our, you know what I'm saying, our community go. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like these niggas will tell you like, oh man, shoot, man, God know my heart, you feel me? Because, you know, I ain't gonna go to hell because I'm in the strip club, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, like, listen, man, it ain't even about, see, what you failing to realize is, you know what I'm saying, God's way of viewing things ain't your way of viewing things. So are you just looking at it like you just, you know what I'm saying, just being a nigga, you feel me, doing your thing or whatnot? At the same time, Most High, he don't look at you as you know, because you know he ain't got no respect to person. Then he look at us as us. You feel me? As Jacob, as a whole. So he see you doing that exactly what your forefathers was doing that was making him mad and get on their ass, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying? You looking at it just doing what you doing your thing, but at the same time, he looking at it as Baal, Peor worship. Cause nigga, the shit been around before you been walking your little funky 30, 20, 40 years in one spot of the earth. You feel what I'm saying? And in a times like these, so you really ain't got no understanding. But the way the Most High looking at it is like, you know what I'm saying? You doing something that I ain't, you know, I've been telling you not to do. So it's just crazy with this information, man. Like, understanding certain things like that about what our people was doing in the wilderness and, you know, in their kingdoms and stuff, man. Like, I feel like that's some powerful information, you know what I'm saying? Because that will really help us sustain or stay away from doing a lot of that stuff right now. But anyway, man, let's get into this information. Alright, so we coming from this this article right here that we had in the last video, because there's some things, man, we're gonna be digging into that this article kind of brought to my attention. Okay, so first and foremost, we want to start right here. Speaking of Hathor, right? This is the let me scroll up, show you what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We remember this article right here about Heru, the house of Horus, Hathor, Egyptian goddess, as well as a Shemitic goddess. Okay, so now this is what the article say. She is the queen of the four corners. Right? She is the queen of the four corners of the universe. I just find that crazy. You know what I'm saying? In the ancient goddess religion, the cross is used often to point to the four corners of the universe. This is also known as symbolism in the New Testament. Okay, her holy tree is the maple tree. The turquoise mines in the Sinai, also a Hathor temple was present. Certainly the Hebrew Hapiru temples must have known this temple. The Moses, Aaron, Miriam religion had the calf as a holy animal. What happened in Exodus, which is also holy to Hathor, right? So no, they were getting into Hathor worship though. She is depicted with the head of a lion, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and a uraeus, whatever. That's that sun disk. Sometimes she was depicted with horns. Remember the horns with the cow goddess. We're gonna build on that. And the moon was upon her head. Her holy animal was the cow, right? In many places she is depicted in four images: the lioness, protector of life; the cow, the goddess of love and rebirth; the fertility goddess, right? The cat, the protector of families and the royal foster mother; the cobra, the goddess of beauty and youth, right? The snake was a holy animal of the ancient goddess civilized. Okay, the snake was a holy animal of the ancient goddess civilization far before ancient Egypt. Alright, so the snake, you feel what I'm saying, is the snake and the cow are two distinct symbols of this god right here. You know what I'm saying? But remember, you know what I'm saying, she is also conjoined with Baal, so she is Baalat. You know what I'm saying? And her husband is Baal, just like Hathor, husband is Horus or Ra. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so now check this out right here, right? Moses was wearing cow horns. Quran. I'm gonna read this again. I read it in the first video, but we're gonna dig on this. Moses was wearing cow horns. Quran. Alright, on his head, according to the original Hebrew text. See also the statue of Moses by Michelangelo. Aaron made a golden calf at Mount Sinai, which indicates a relation with Hathor religion. The altar of the Hebrew temples had cow horns, right, on the corners. That's interesting, man. Just like all this stuff is interesting when you really look at it. Very surely the original religion of the Hebrew tribes was a Hathor religion. Very certain this type of altars was also destroyed by the Yahweh group. Anyway, in archaeological excavations, these destroyed altars have been found. Another important symbol for the Hebrew religion was the snake, which is one of the four symbols of Hathor. Moses had a rod with a snake on it, while the Hebrews were living in the Exodus out of ancient Egypt. Okay, the snake on the rod of Moses is seen by Protestants as an image of Christ, giving salvation to believers, because whoever looked at the snake healed of the poison and would not die. See the story of the Old Testament. All right, so we got some interesting things here, man. One thing you need to note is that two of the four symbols of Hathor, house of Horus, right? This goddess is the snake and the cow horns, right? Okay, so they say Moses was wearing cow horns, and they give us this word right here, Quran, all right? And they tell us that just to see also the statue of Moses by Michelangelo. So that's what we're finna do. Okay, so Moses, Michelangelo, alright? See the statue, man? You see, boy, he's depicted with horns. Okay, the Moses is a sculpture by the Italian High Renaissance artist Michelangelo Buonarroti. You know what I'm saying? Housed in the Church of Saint Pietro in Vincoli in Rome, commissioned in 1505 by Pope Julius II for his tomb. It depicts the biblical figure Moses with horns on his head, based on a description in chapter 34 of Exodus and the Vulgate, the Latin translation of the Bible used at that time. Okay, so that's interesting, man, but we're gonna get into this. So you got the description right here, right? So in the description, we're gonna get to the horns part. We're gonna read some of this. Okay, you see right here, Michelangelo's Moses detailed with horns. Okay, following the iconographic convention common in Latin Christianity, the statue has two horns on his head. The depiction of a horned Moses stems from the depiction of Moses' face as cornuta, horn, in Latin Vulgate translation of the passage found in Exodus chapter 34, specifically the verses 29, 30, and 35, in which Moses returns to the people after receiving the commandments for the second time. The Douay-Rheims Bible translates as Vulgate. Translates the Vulgate as, and when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, he held the two tablets of the testimony, and he knew not that his face was horned from the conversation of the Lord. Right? This was Jerome's effort to faithfully translate the difficult original Hebrew Masoretic text, which used the term Quran, based on root Karin, which means horns. The term is now interpreted to mean shining or emitting rays, somewhat like horn. Okay. Although some historians believe that Jerome made an outright error, Jerome himself appears to have seen Karen as a metaphor for glorified, based on other commentaries he wrote, including one in Ezekiel where he wrote that Moses' face had become glorified, or as it says in the Hebrew, horn. The Greek Septuagint, which Jerome had also available, translated the verse as Moses knew not the appearance of the skin of his face was glorified. In general, medieval theologians, and scholars understood that Jerome had intended to express the glorification of Moses' face by his use of the word horn. The understanding that the original Hebrew was difficult and was not likely to literally mean horns persisting into and through the Renaissance. Okay, so let me see. Okay, let me see if there's anything here we want. But alright, so as I said, so when we look, they say Moses is wearing horns. Quran, get that word again according to the Hebrew text. We're gonna dig on that word. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over here to this Strong's Concordance in the Hebrew and Greek lexicon. And we're going to type in the word horn. And we're going to see what we get. Okay, we get these right here. Blast of a horn. Trumpets, okay. But we get the main. We get these three right here, right? Quran. Alright. A horn. Okay, a flask, a cornet, by resemble an elephant's tooth, a corner of the altar, a peak of the mountain. Okay, Quran, Aramaic, corresponding to horn, literally for sound, horn, corner. Alright, so, but this one right here, the Hebrew Strong 7161, we're going to dig into that. Let's see. Okay, so this one, right, Quran, right? Quran. Horn of strength, flash, horn of rays of light here. You get all these definitions. But what's funny about this, It's because of the language, like the similarity of words. Okay, it's going to show us all the times that this word is used in Exodus, right? Now, before I show you guys that I read that, I just want to come back to this real quick, because we know the cow horns, right, is a symbol of the goddess. But check this out, right? It says she is the queen of the four corners of the universe. One of her symbols is the cow horns, right? And our people was getting into her worship in the Exodus, you know what I'm saying? When we was tripping, you know what I'm saying? But check this out though, man, because I just find this language kind of crazy. In Exodus 27:2, you find the word where it says, "And thou shalt make the horns of it upon the four corners thereof. His horn shall be of the same, and thou shalt overlay it with brass." Okay, 29:12 say, "And thou shalt take the blood of the bullock and put it upon the horns of the altar with thy finger." Okay, let me see. I want some of that language. Okay, Exodus 38:2. "And he made the horns thereof on the four corners. The horns thereof were of the same and were overlaid with brass." Okay, so on the corners of the altar, they place horns. They place horns on the four corners of the altar. You know what I'm saying? I find that funny. But as you see, when we clicked on Exodus and they gave us the 8 verses that had that translation of the word Quran in it, a Karen, you know, for horns, it didn't give us anything saying that Moses had, you know what I'm saying, horns, or the verse in Exodus chapter 34 about him coming down from Mount Sinai. But that's very interesting, man, because we're going to dig into the Bible verses. Alright, so we're going to come over here to the East Ward, you know what I'm saying? I recommend everybody get this app on their computer, man, because it's a very, very helpful tool. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to go to Exodus chapter 34, right? Oh, Moses makes new tablets. And they told us 29, 30, and 35, so we can go to those verses. The shining face of Moses. Alright, so this is what it's saying, 29 and 30. "And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the testimony in Moses' hand, he came down from the mount, that Moses was not, that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him." Okay, and in 30 it says, "And when Aaron and the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone," or, you know, shone, like show or shine, you know what I'm saying? "And they were afraid to come nigh." Alright, we're going to jump down a little bit and get 35. "And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone, and Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with them." Alright, so, but let's go to the Britain Septuagint, you know what I'm saying, and get their translation. Yes, okay. So we're going to go down to verse 29 and 30, right? And it say, "And when Moses went down from the mountain, there were the 2 tablets in his hand, in the hands of Moses. As he went down from the mountain, Moses knew not the appearance of his skin, of his face was glorified." So here it says glorified, like the wicked tab said, when God spoke to him. "And Aaron and all the elders of Israel saw Moses, and the appearance of the skin of his face was made glorious, and they feared to approach him." Alright, verse 35. "And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that it was glorified, and Moses put the veil over his face till he went in to speak with him." Okay, so we got the Britain Septuagint and the King James. Let's get the Douay, however you pronounce it, Douay Rhymes Bible. The reason why I feel it's interesting to look into this Bible is because I think it was written before the 1611. I think this Bible was constructed in the 1500s, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere early like that. Okay, so check out what it say in 29 and 30. And when Moses came down from the Mount Sinai, he held the 2 tablets of the testimony, and he knew not that his face was horned from the conversation of the Lord. Right? And Aaron and the children of Israel, seeing the face of Moses horned, were afraid to come near. Alright? And they saw that the face of Moses, when he came out, was horned, but he covered his face again if at any time he spoke to them. Alright, so man, that's crazy, right? This translation saying that his face was horned. But like I say, you remember when they just showed that the translation for Quran didn't show up in this chapter. But I find that kind of funny because when you go to the King James version with the Strongs, let's see. Right? It's the King James version, not the Douay Rhymes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, we go to 20, 29, right? And we're just looking for where it says either glorified or shown, but it says shown in the King James. So we're going to look at the Strongs for that. And look what you get. You get Quran. To push, to push or gore, used only as the denominator from H7161, right, to shoot out horns. Figurative raise, have horns, shine, right? So as you can see, you know what I'm saying, like even the article was telling us, hold on, let me get it. Right here where it say Moses was wearing horns, Quran, alright, on his head according to the original Hebrew text. Okay, we can see that the word is in there because when his face shone, they put shine and shone because they changed it like they said they did. The primitive root of it was shoot out horns. Now I know that sounds crazy. You might think like, well, why would God do that? Why would he go up there to the Mount Sinai, you know what I'm saying, and the Most High like make horns come out of his head? Like that don't sound like the Most High do. But just think about it though, you feel what I'm saying? Just think about it. Okay. When the children of Israel was in the wilderness, they got bit. The rebellious ones got bit by venomous serpents. You know what I'm saying? They got bit by venomous serpents, right? Not only did they get bit by venomous serpents, they had to get healed by a serpent stab. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just find that crazy. Like, what also inflicted them, was also the salvation. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about it, when Moses went up to the mountain of Sinai, the children of Israel, being impatient and stiff-necked, created a golden calf to worship, right? Leading back to the Hathor worship that was in Egypt. You feel what I'm saying? So they in the area, because remember, it also tell you when you look up Hathor alone that she is the goddess that was worshiping the mines of Mount Sinai. So they went in Mount Sinai. They went into Hathor worship with the calf. You feel what I'm saying? Then the Most High get hot. You feel me? Most High say, man, Moses, man, go down there and look what these folks doing. You feel what I'm saying? They down there worshiping calves and stuff. That's probably why the Most High got darn, you know what I'm saying, turned up and made Moses like face shine with horns, because they was worshiping horn goddess. So they came, okay, you want to worship horn goddess? Well, I'm going to send my prophet, my lawgiver down there and worship him. You feel what I'm saying? Since these the gods that led you out of Egypt, you know what I'm saying, these horn goddess, this what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, worship him or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? Just to show the children of Israel his power, like, you know what I'm saying, like he's not the one to be, you know what I'm saying, fooled up with. You feel what I'm saying? Like it say, when it's, let me go back to the Douay Rhymes Bible. You know what I'm saying? And his face was horned from the conversation of the Lord. And Aaron and the children of Israel, seeing the face of Moses horn, was afraid to come near. So now they scared. You worshiping a God with horns, but now you see your brethren come out down the mountain with horns, and now you scared because you knew you were doing something you ain't had no business. You feel what I'm saying? And like it say, Aaron had everybody naked to show their shame. So you knew you were doing some stuff you ain't had no business. Now Moses done came down on this mountain with the law, with the horn. You feel what I'm saying? You know, then war was amongst the camp. Moses gave his decree, whoever want to stand up for the Most High, you come with me. Only the tribe of Levi stood up. You feel what I'm saying? So these jokers, just Moses and the tribe of Levi alone, went and slaughtered 3,000 something Israelites. You feel what I'm saying? So it got real, man. So the Most High was just showing, like, you know, he ain't playing. Like the thing that can be your downfall can also give you salvation. You feel what I'm saying? Just like the Bible, bro. Like, you see how we digging in this Bible, how deep it really is. But this thing is also trapping millions of minds into religion, and, you know, as the weapon of colonization. You feel what I'm saying? It got a lot of our people's minds trapped, but at the same time, it'll give you life if you got ears to hear and eyes to see. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of peep how, like, that little I guess polarity and paradox kind of plays out in history. Now, considering all of that, man, I just want to look at some of these petroglyphs that's in the Four Corners region, because we got Hathor worship, right, in the wilderness and around Moab, and, you know what I'm saying, things like that. And the goddess of the calf worship is the goddess of the four corners of the universe. Her symbol is horns. We put horns on the four corners of the altar. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's hijacking. I don't know. You know, that way you gotta. I don't. You know, I ain't gonna. That's up for y'all. But I just wanted to just show y'all some of these petroglyphs, man. Look at this, right? Remember what the article said. Let's go back to it. It was talking about I know it's up there somewhere. Oh, let me find it. Okay, so here you go. Right here, you know, Hathor was respected in Babylon, Lebanon, with the name Baalat, right? So as you can see, where is that? Like right here, Baalat, right? Baalat, right? So you got Baal and his wife Baalat, like Baal and Ashtoreth. Remember what I told you, Hathor is Ashtoreth. So they're telling you Hathor is Baalat, right? And she is also Ashtoreth, so you know it's referring to the same God. But hold on, because we remember this right here. Okay, this article, Ancient Egypt Online.co.uk, about Hathor. Remember what it said, first thing it said in the first paragraph? She was originally a personification of the Milky Way, right? So the Milky Way was a symbol, because remember what? She's the cow goddess. So the Milky Way, right, which was considered to be the milk that flowed from the udders of a heavenly cow. Look at him. I mean, just think about it. I just thought about it. The Milky Way. Think about the name. The Milky Way. Remember, the Egyptians had the female goddess stretched across them, like hovering over them, to be the firmament, the dome, right, that housed all the stars, right? So basically, she is the Milky Way. Like they telling you that, you know, the mother goddess, she is the house of Ra, right? The sun is in space or in the sky, however you want to look at it, and the house of the sun is in her. So she's the Milky Way, but she's the cow goddess. Out of the udders of the heavenly cow flow the milk, right? She's the goddess of the opening, right? That's why they say the sun is a portal, you know. But also look at the Milky Way. When you look at that spiral, it's like a portal, right? Because this is the Milky Way. Remember we looked at it? You know what I'm saying? This is the Milky Way. Now also look at something. See how they got this right here like that? Now we talking about Hathor being represented as the Milky Way. Put a cross right there, because remember she's the goddess of the four corners of the universe. So look at that, because we see that symbolism, right? Because when we go back to the four corner petroglyphs, look at this. You feel me? These spirals, man, they everywhere. So you got the horn goddess, you got a Baal Peor, or a Baal, Hathor, you know what I'm saying, however you want to look at it, with the opening, with the Milky Way reference, like, and you know what I'm saying, like, that's crazy, man. I mean, not only that, man, it's so much cattle that's on these petroglyphs. Like this what I was saying right here, right? The cross represented what? Let's go back to it. She was the queen of the four corners of the universe. The ancient goddess religion, the cross, is used to often point to the four corners of the universe. Alright? So, you know, you got this spiral of this target right here, the four corners region. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. This is too much. But yeah, man. Just think about, like, this is the place of, if this is a particular place of that worship, they're sacrificing cattle. I mean, just look at it. What the heck is going on right here, man? I mean, look at that. You know what I'm saying? Just glyphs about cattle, horns, rams. You know what I'm saying? Then you know people probably bringing up rams and cattle to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So they can get some horns and put them jokers on their heads. You know, all kind of stuff, man. Because remember, you know the story about the ant people, right? Look at this right here. The Hopi Indian. You know what I'm saying? Putting them horns on their head and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I just find a lot of this stuff crazy, man. Look at this. I mean, come on, man. You can get that on in there. Like, alright. So let's play this clip.
Local Native American
So when Lex played in this video.
have lived in the Grand Canyon area for thousands of years. They have a legend that tells the story of the ant
See the serpent?
during times of
And see the horns?
helped the Hopi and escorted them into subterranean caves where they found.
So they helped them, the ant people helped these Hopi Indians or whoever, you know, on this letter, and transported them into subterranean caves, right? Transported them into subterranean caves, and then listen to what he's gonna say. Help provided them with food, taught them food and storage, and also one important thing. And refuge. Like say, see the horn?
Gave the Hopi food and taught them all about food storage.
Okay.
Also, let's bring this interesting bit of information.
Now that's interesting, man, because they say these ant people came and, you know, were very generous, taught about food and storage and stuff like that, and how to get up and hire refuge for shelter. Now, let me take you to this article I found, right? We're gonna do some more digging on these ant people, right? Because as you can see, you know what I'm saying, these ant people got horns, and they also associated with this spiral here, this target, as well as like you can see in this picture, this one got the serpent and the horn, right? Got a tail too, like they say, it could represent the devil or something like that. But think about it, man. I mean, this Baal worship. Baal is another name for Satan. You feel what I'm saying? So if it's in this area, the particular Baal, the particular Satan worship is Baal Peor, Hathor, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, I just find this crazy. So like I say, let's jump over here to this. All right, this says the ant hills of Orion, ancient star beings of the Hopi. Who are the ant people? All across the American Southwest, we find petroglyphs, rock carvings, or pictographs, rock paintings, depicting the entities with spindly bodies, large eyes, and Bulba says that sometimes project antennas. These eerie figures are frequently shown in a prayer stance, right? Their elbows and knees positioned at right angles, similar to the ant's bent leg. Alright, so like they say, they talking about ant people this and ant people that, but hey, we ain't, you know, it is what it is. We just looking at it how we looking at it, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this person. This person got horns. They ain't got no goddamn bent up legs. It's like a person with horns. You feel what I'm saying? So, we're gonna keep it moving, man. There's something very interesting in this article, though. Right, as above, right? We're gonna read somewhere right up in here. Okay, right here. We're gonna start right here. It says the Hopi word for ant is anu. Alright, so check that out. The Hopi word for ant is anu. In the same language, naki means friend, prayer feathers, food offerings, or sand, a nexus of concepts pertaining to this insect that sometimes flies. A combination of the two words Anunnaki, or ant friend, right, may be related to Stitchin's Anunnaki. The Babylonian sky god was also named Anu, right? Showing up was. One Sumerian cylinder seal from around 2250 BC shows the pantheon of primary deities wearing peaked hats. The Hopi sky god Sotuk Nang, closely associated with the earth god Masau, also wears pointed headdresses. Like their Middle Eastern counterparts, these American Indian divinities were present at the creation of the universe and continue to be an instrument in the cultural development. Alright, so so this way you get the Shemitic part of the worship right here. You know what I'm saying? In the reference, right? To Anu means ant. Right? Now check this out. Okay? This is where the Hermetic perspective come in. Anu, or Danu, was the appellation of the Celtic mother goddess. Alright, that's important. And the patroness of the dead. Remember, she's also the god of the dead. In addition, Anu was another name for the Egyptian city of Heliopolis. Bam, look at this. Where the Ben stone of meteoric iron was kept. Furthermore, the Egyptian word Anu meant not only products, revenues, or something brought in, but as gifts, tributes, or offerings. This refers to both the ant's ability to store provisions and reference given to the ant people. Oh my goodness, bro. You can't, like, come on, bro. In any case, their influences go. So I just showed you in the video that Joseph's city, they say Joseph ruled in Egyptian city in the Grand Canyon. I just showed you that his city was the city of On. The city of On is Heliopolis. Heliopolis is the city of the sun, or the house of Heru, where this god, the main place of worship of this god is, with the horns and the snakes and the Milky Way signs. You feel what I'm saying? So like, you just finding all this there, bro. I don't find that no coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, they saying that the Egyptian word Anu meant not only products, revenues, or something brought in, but also gifts, tributes, and offerings. This refers to both ants' ability to store provisions and a reference given to the ant people. And these people over here say that the ant people came there and helped them out, because remember, Joseph was in Egypt during the time of famine, right? And he did things to he went out and got new land so he can get food, and he brought food to a lot of people. Remember Jacob, I think he told his sons to go up to Egypt where Joseph is at, because there's grain up there, there's rice or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they were definitely kicking out food. Joseph was, you know what I'm saying, because he was a blessed king, right? Heliopolis, city of the sun, Helios, right? Egyptian, IWNW, right? Okay. The ancient Egyptian cult center Iunu, occasionally spelled Anu, named On. Bam. Anu. You feel me? Ionu or Anu is mentioned in the pyramid text as the house of Ra, Beth Shemesh, right? Or Beth Peor, house of the Lord of Horus, or Ra. You feel what I'm saying? Which we're looking at it to be in that Grand Canyon region. So I mean, you're telling me that the Egyptian cult center for this house of Ra is called Anu, and then you also telling me that the Hopi word for ant is Anu, and that the Egyptian city of Heliopolis also means Anu, and that Anu is the word for product revenues and something brought in as gifts, tributes, and offerings. This is reference both to the ant's ability to store provisions and the reference given to the ant people. Then you tell me that the Hopi drew these because ant people came in and helped them and gave them food and put them up into, gave them refuge in the high cliffs. Let's get that little part right there.
Lived in the Grand Canyon area for thousands of years. They have a legend that tells the story of the ant people who, during times of disaster, helped the Hopi and escorted them into subterranean caves where they found refuge and food. The ant people were said to be generous.
So, as you heard, the ant people escorted the Hopi into subterranean caves and gave them refuge and food. So now, understanding that, I must go back to Jeremiah. Alright, I'm gonna go to Jeremiah 47 first, because you can see what Most High was telling Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? Judgment on the Philistines, right? The word of the Lord came. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah the prophet against the Philistines before Pharaoh, right? You know what I'm saying? So the word of the Most High was coming to Jeremiah, and was telling him to prophesy against these nations, right? Concerning their judgment. Now we go to chapter 48, and then he said judgment on Moab, and against Moab, thus saith the Lord the God of Israel, woe unto Moab. So he's going to give Moab its judgment. You know what I'm saying? So then, like I say, you jump down to verse 28, and you got him telling, O ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities and dwell in the rock, that be like, it say, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the hole's mouth. Right? Read again. And ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the hole's mouth. Alright? So if the ant people coming and, you know what I'm saying, transporting the Hopi into subterranean caves, and you even got prophecies telling the Moabites or whoever in that area to leave the cities and go in, like it say, dwell in the rock and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the hole's mouth. And like you got these type of dwellings right here in the four corners. I typed in Utah cliff dwellings. Like, I mean, come on, man. Look at that. Be like, it say, dwell in the rock and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the side of the hole's mouth. You feel me? I mean, come on, man. You even got, check this out. Look at this petroglyph right here. In Utah, USA, right? Look at this. Now, as you can see, he got the swirls all around him, right? Symbolizing what? The Lord of the opening, the Milky Way, Hathor, Het-Haru, the house of Horus, the city of On, Heliopolis. What? Could this be Joseph? I mean, don't it look Egyptian? I mean, look at this right here. Look at this this neck piece, or this, you know, this neck shoulder piece right here. You know what I'm saying? Go to Google, you type in Egyptian king. I mean, look at this. Now look at it. I mean, hold on. What? God. Because I don't know if this is what's going on right here. But look, you know this symbol right here, right? That little, those shepherd symbols that, I mean, those things they be holding. But look at this one. So you got the neck piece, and you got that. But you know, ain't nothing really, you know what I'm saying, on the body. So, you know, but this right here, so you got a neck piece, bombing, you got this piece, right? And they holding that. So, I mean, dang. I mean, just look at that. You know what that is, you feel me? You talking about shepherd, you talking about a place with a lot of cattle. And a lot of cattle, petroglyphs. You know, ain't this the land where all the ranchers are? Mainly, you know, ranch land. Alright, look at this petroglyph right here, man. You know, remember, people had prayer hands. I mean, they praying and worshiping. I mean, look at that. It's almost like the calf worship, right? I mean, alright, now look at this one. You know what I'm saying? Got the calf or the bull. You know what I'm saying? People right here standing, looking like, I don't know if they worshiping or what they doing. Look like some women, right? Oh, man. Alright, man, so we're going to dig on this horn god, you know what I'm saying, since we see it a lot, right? Okay, so on the Wikipedia tab it says, the horn god is one of the two primary deities found in Wicca and some related forms of neo-paganism. The term horn god itself predates Wicca and is an early 20th century syncretic term for horned or antler anthropomorphic god with partly pseudo-historical origins, partly based with historical horned deities. The horn god represents the male part of the religion's duotheistic theological system, and the other part being the female triple goddess or the mother goddess, right? Alright, so you see the male and the female, the duality in this particular thing, right? In common Wiccan belief, he is associated with nature, wilderness, sexuality, hunting, and the life cycle. Damn, all this shit you see. Anyway, alright, so you know, we want to get that. You know, we're gonna jump and, you know, eat what we can. You know what I mean? But look at this over here. Hold on. Okay, you see it. You got the antlers. This is Cernunnos, right? Cernunnos is some Celtic deity, right? Like they told you, let me see, right? Anu or Danu is also the appellation of the Celtic mother goddess for the patroness of the dead. So, let me see where we was at. This Cernunnos goddess is dealing with some Celtic code, but as you can see, it got antlers, right? I find that funny because, again, Four Corners Petroglyph got a lot of the horn gods, right? You got ones with some antlers. You know what I'm saying? Moab man Petroglyph, Moab, Utah. Alright, so check this out. In Wicca, right? Back on the horn god tab. In traditional and mainstream Wicca, the horn god is viewed as a masculine side of divinity, being both equal and opposite to the Wicca god. So think about that. You got the male horn god opposite the mother goddess. The mother goddess is the queen of heaven, Ayana, or Ayunu, a new house of horrors, Het Haru Hathor, right? And then you go to the Four Corners Petroglyph. One of the first things you see is stuff like this with horn god together with the queen of heaven, or the mother, or the Milky Way galaxy, aka Hathor, right? She was originally personification of the Milky Way galaxy. She is also Baalat, right? I don't know, we just draw conclusions, right? Alright, so say the Wicca god himself can be represented in many forms, including as the sun god. Oh, well, I should have just waited and hit you with that. I mean, don't think, you know what it is, dog. You already know what it is. I mean, dang, bro, like you can't, I ain't just making this shit up, bro. Like, I'm just looking at this shit like you looking at it. Like, dang, look at these correlations. Excuse my language, y'all, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy, man. The horn god is the personification of the life force energy. Oh, God. In animals and the wild. Alright, so, gotta go back to this. Het Heru. Remember this from the last video, right? Het, meaning house of Heru. Concealed from the knowledge of the majority of the people is the fact that the sexual arousal is an expression for the arousal of the life force Ra. In fact, during the early times of Kemetic history, Het Heru was considered the principal female counterpart of the deity Ra, and therefore the mother of the deities. Sexual arousal is an expression of the arousal of the life force Ra. Het Heru was considered the female principal counterpart of the deity Ra. For Wiccans, the horned god is the personification of the life force energy in animals and the wild. The Wicca god himself can be represented in many forms, including the sun god. The horned god is used as the masculine side of divinity, both equal and opposite of the goddess. Bro, you don't, man, I think I gotta do it one more time for you. The horned god represents the male part of the religion's duotheistic theological system, the other part being the female triple goddess or mother goddess. Het Heru. Alright, man, so we back, you know, on the horn god tab. Find those things very crazy. Alright, so on the names, right, it say, okay, whoever that is, a former high priestess of the Gardnerian tradition, claimed that the Garo gardeners, Bricket Wood Coven, referred to the god Cernos, right, the antlered god, right, of the Celtic religion and whatnot, culture, Cernuno. Now, if you look at it, bro, this is also like the Spanish word for horn, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I seen something pop up in Spanish when I was looking at horns, and it was almost this word, which is a Latin word. Oh, well, bam, there you go. Never mind. Discovered on a stone carved found in France, meaning the horned one. Okay, I'm gonna jump down right here, man, because I find out something interesting what it says. Okay, this person, a high priest of the Alexandrian tradition, referred to the horned god as Carnana, or something like that, which he believed was a corruption of the word Cernus. The historian Ronald Hutton has suggested that instead it came from the Arabic term the Hul Qarnayan, which meant horned one. This term is used in the Quran to refer to Cyrus the Great, or alternatively Alexander the Great. What the? I think that right there for the brother Lex, who considered himself the son of the horned deity Ammon Zeus. We talking about Moab and Ammon, right? I don't know, bro. I just find this crazy. Wore horns as a part of his regalia. Shit. Okay, let me see what else we want out of here. Okay, you know. Represent Hades, you know. Wild men. As you can see, the hat with the horn, you know what I'm saying? He clearly got the hat with the horn. Unless they're protruding out, like I say, sometimes you can't really see or tell the difference from these things. But we trying to see, because I know it's some dropping here that we actually do want. Let me find it for you. We'll come. Okay, now I think this is important right here. The Eliphas, Levi's image of Baphomet, serves as an example of the transformation of the devil into a benevolent fertility deity, and provide the prototype for Murray horned god. You know what I'm saying? Baphomet, right? Fertility, the sexual thing. Now they relate this thing right here. I seen this right that the god of Mendes, right, the Greek name for the jet. They claim that this horn god is the lord of the jet or something like that. I don't know, so I find that's crazy. That might be something y'all need to look into. See right here. Historically, cause we talking about right? Okay, yeah. So historically, the deity that was venerated at Egyptian Mendes was a ram deity, Bened Jedet, literally Ba, of Lord of Jed, right? And the title Lord of Mendes, right? Who was soulless Osiris, man. I mean, they're crazy. Alright, so we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, right? You see also, right? We got horn deity. I'll look up that. Hold on. Alright, so this right here ain't even gonna take long to hit the spot. Horn deity. Let's see what's the first thing we get. Horn goddess Hathor. Hathor is commonly depicted as a cow goddess with head horns, in which set the sun disk with Urias, whatever. Twin feathers are also sometimes shown in later periods, as well as a Menat necklace. Hathor may be the cow goddess who was depicted from an early date in the Namur Palette on a stone urn dating from the first dynasty that suggests a role as a sky goddess, and as the relationship to Horus, who as sun god is housed in her. Thus her name meaning house of Horus, Heru, Ra, or the sun. Hathor had a complex relationship with Ra. See, I should just... Anyways. In one myth, she is the eye and considered to be his daughter, but later Ra assumes the role of Horus. There we go. Bam. With respect to kingship, okay, she is considered Ra's mother. Okay, she absorbed this role from another cow goddess, Mahat, Great Flood, who was the mother of Ra in the creation myth, and carried him between her horns. Okay, she gave birth to Ra each morning on the eastern horizon. As the wife, she conceived through the union with him each day. Alright, Bat was the cow goddess in Egyptian mythology, depicted with a human face, cow ears, and horns. Okay, so get this drop right here. We're gonna keep moving real quick. Okay, cult of the bull deity. Okay, bull mythology in Egypt. In Egypt, bull was worshipped as Apis, and embodied Ptah and later Osiris. Alright, get some of that. We're gonna jump down. Wait. The bull was worshipped as Nevis, the embodiment of Atum Ra in Heliopolis. Right? Come on, man. Alright, Ka in Egyptian is both a religious concept for the life force power and the word for bull. Look at that, man. That's crazy. Alright, Nevis was identified as a bull, as being a living bull. This may be a vestige of sacrifice of kings after a period of reign who were seen as the sons of Bat or Hathor. See horn goddess Hathor, the ancient cow deity of early solar cults, thus seen as a symbol and of the later sun god Ra. Okay, thus seen as a symbol of later sun god Ra, the Nevis was often depicted in art with the solar disk of the mother Hathor between its horns. So, I mean, that's just crazy, man. Check this out. The Canaanite deity Moloch, according to the Bible, was also depicted as a bull and became the bull demon in Abrahamic tradition. The bull is familiar in Judeo-Christian cultures from the biblical episode where an idol of the golden calf is made by Aaron and worshipped by the Hebrews in the wilderness, of Sinai. Alright, the text of the Hebrew Bible can be understood to refer to the idol representing a separate God, or as representing the God of Israel himself. Perhaps through an association or synchronization with the Egyptian or Levantine or Moab, Ammonite, and Canaanite gods, right? Levantine bull gods rather than a new deity in itself. Okay, Exodus 32:4, he took this from their hand and fashioned it with a graven tool and made a molten calf, and they said, "This is your God, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt." Alright, in Nehemiah 9:18, even when they made an idol shaped like a calf and said, "This is your God who brought you out of Egypt," they committed terrible blasphemy. Look at that, man. But what you best to do is leave these guys alone. If you know what's good for you. Okay, ram deities in ancient Egypt. You see, the ram was revered in ancient Egypt in matters of fertility and war. Okay, who was typically shown with 4 ram heads to represent 4 souls by or the sun. Okay. Large granite shrimp. Okay. Remember, this culture, this worship was also introduced to Jerusalem by King Solomon. Remember, he had the 12 bulls or whatever like that, something like that. You know, the coat of almond, dealing with this bull god. You see it. Got bulls and horns on his head and stuff like that. Yeah, remember Carthage or Hannibal? He wore the bull horns. Lord of 2 horns, Baal Haman. Cannibal, remember Cannibal? His name is Cannibal. Wow, dang. Boy, see, man, I'm building with y'all, family. Like, this shit crazy to me. Okay, horns mentioned in the Bible. The Canaanite gods Baal, right? Baal, and El were likely originally horned bull gods, as may have been Yahweh. Okay, in Psalms, you say, "I will cut off the horns of all the wicked, but the horns of the righteous will be lifted up." And in majesty, Jacob, is like the firstborn bull. His horns are the horns of a wild ox. Then will he gore the nations even unto the ends of the earth. Alright, okay, you see Baal right here with the horns and the thunderbolt. Okay. Then I saw a second blast coming out of the earth. It had 2 horns like a lamb, but spoke like a dragon. Okay, in Leviticus, the priest shall then put the blood on the horns of Yahweh's altar of the fragrant incense that is before the Lord in the tent of meeting. The rest of the bull he shall pour out at the base of the altar, or the altar of burnt offering at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Okay, in Exodus, we see the depiction of a horned Moses stems from the description of Moses' face as a cornuta, horned, in Latin Vulgate translation of the passage from Exodus in which Moses returned to the people after receiving the 10 Commandments for the second time. The Douay-Rheims Bible translates the Vulgate as, "And when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, he held the 2 tablets of the testimony, and he knew not that his face was horned from the conversation of the Lord." Demonology, man, like, oh, hold on, wait. Look at this right here. I just seen this. Okay, the satanic horn god symbol known as Baphomet is based on an Egyptian ram deity that was worshipped in Mendes, right? Called Banijed, right? Literally Ba, Lord of Jed, title of the Lord of Mendes. Okay, according to Egyptian mythology, a guide to the goddesses in the tradition of ancient Egypt, the book by author Geraldine Harris, said the ram gods Ra, Amun, see, coat of Amun, look at that, man, that's crazy, and Banijed were to mystically unite with the Queen of Egypt inside her throne, a theory based on depictions found in Theban temples in Mendes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, check that out. I feel like, man, that's crazy, man. So as you can see, man, this horned god is definitely associated with who? The horned goddess of Thor, right? Heru, House of Horus, right? The city in which Joseph himself ruled, right? Horned deity. On the horned deity, the first thing you get is who? Even though, you know what I'm saying? You keep going, you still get Egyptian mythology, but, you know. Alright, family, so I appreciate y'all for rocking with me thus far, man. We're going to start to close it out with this right here, man. But just looking at something, man, as you can see, you know, the correlations with the these horned people. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with and then they calling them the ant people. You know, on these petroglyphs and in the Four Corners region, and the horn god that should be associated with the area. She's the queen of the Four Corners, right? Dealing with the horns and the snake, right? You know what I'm saying? So you know, you can see the correlation between Baal Peor and the horn goddess, you know what I'm saying, those things like that with the area, right? And this very sexual cult, right? This very licentious cult, right? Because he's the lord of the opening, the womb, the vagina, the vulva. You know what I'm saying? That stimulates the life force raw. That's how it's been there, essentially, right? Okay, because even think about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you got your queen or whatnot, bro, you know what I'm saying? Now, womb, boy, is like your home. It'll be real, dog. That's where you, boy, hey, I ain't gonna get into it. You know what it is. Hey, but, okay, so right here it say, note of forewarning. This article deals with the topic of ancient sexuality, alien/hybrid human sexuality, and the erotic depictions herein may not be suitable for younger eyes, right? So what this article right here is going to get into is, as you can see, Egyptian and Native American is really tying the Egyptian and the Native American association with sexuality and otherworldly beings, or you know what I'm saying, extraterrestrials. Like in this, you know what I'm saying. You see, we're talking about the Anasazi. Since we see Egypt. And Anasazi, we might just read some of this. Okay, but actually, you know, I'm gonna leave this for y'all. I need to start putting these links in the description, so I might put this one in there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't. It's talking about sexuality with extraterrestrial beings. That's not really what we want. You know, that's cool. It's corresponding, but you know what I'm saying, we can close the video out, so we just gonna get into the meat of it all. All right. Okay, alright, so it says the ancient depictions of omnipotent male gods with the erect phallus are symbols of fertility, of worship of fertility, masculine power and security. It also illustrates a hidden, erotic, otherworldly genetic path through the isophalic symbol of the strange cosmic mysteries of eternal DNA. Who created us and why? Okay. Alright, so let's get into this. It is part of unwritten history of the art that gives any blank canvas, especially in an unfamiliar medium. The innate human instinct is to draw a penis. Why? As an artistic tradition, it goes back to the prehistory. The early cave art depict genitalia and sky gods. Alright? So the earliest cave art depict the genitalia and sky gods, right? Which is corresponding to exactly what we're talking about. In most cases, it is difficult to fully understand and classify erotic phallic art, right? Phallic, I know, means penis, if I'm not mistaken. Especially when those produced in prehistoric times made them as objects of cosmic worship, e.g. phallic sculptures, or the various Venus vagina worship statuettes carved in stone, possibly designed to arouse the fertility goddess. Logically, from the sexual act as a giver of life to human beings. Bam, you feel what I'm saying? So it's a real primitive understanding of life. That's what you're looking at here. You know, somebody who might not really understand the God, but are looking at a very primitive form of the creation of life, which they would take to be a form of God in itself. You know what I'm saying? But just going the wrong way about it. Alright? Because I'm gonna be real, bro. I know heard people like Phil Valentine, you know, people like say, oh man, our ancestors built statues and stuff of the you know, body parts, like we weren't so sexually you know, conservative, but at the same time, bro, as the children of the Most High God, bro, I don't think we're gonna be doing stuff like that, bro. Like, just like you keep your prayer like that in secrecy and stuff, man. When you doing things like that, when you creating, that's a sacred thing, man. You're not finna just be you know what I'm saying, doing all kind of careless stuff, making statues of body parts and stuff like that. Like, you a god, you know what I'm saying, you understand your creative ability. You ain't got to make a graven image to represent that, because we don't do graven images to begin with, right? So, let's just keep going. See where we was at. Surely in time, man made a difference between sex for procreation and sex for pleasure. Being able to separate two aspects has been a profound impact on our culture today. From prehistory, man has always, man, look at that symbol right there, man. I just paid attention to that. Let's see something real quick. Y'all just bear with me. I really didn't intend for this video to be long. I promise you I didn't. I thought it was gonna be quick, but you know how stuff go. I did, man. Hold on real fast. Let me see if I can find what I was looking for. Alright, so, okay. No, I seen this here a lot. And I was just, you know, I don't know. But anyway, okay, so from prehistory, man has always made objects and images related to sex. In these societies, the role of an artist was the creator of life, storyteller, and impregnate minds. These stories and works were not intended as beauty objects. Materialism was a non-existent concept for them, but they represented a magical power. Astrological cosmic mystery had a large influence on their world and life. Paleolithic sculptures of naked women such as Venus of Willendorf had intended to crudely mimic the female attributes or perhaps display a pregnant woman. They were symbolic of fertility, life-giving power. It is the process known as sympathetic magic. At this stage, prior to any organized religion, the worship of these symbols represented the cult of cosmic mystery of life and death. Sex was a symbol of the worship, right? And of course, the most represented were the male phallus and ejaculation of semen within the female vagina and the womb, representing a representation of birth, but also a representation of the tomb. Damn, but this shit crazy. This sum a lot of cultures up, dog, when you think about it, man. This lump a lot of cultures in together, regardless of what names they had for their worship and practice of gods, man. It's like, come on, man. Almost the most rich, because think about it, like, you got Babylon, people ruling the Babylon, okay. The whole world is doing the same thing, the temple fall and stuff like that, and then everybody's dispersed. But they probably carrying their practices with them to where they going. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But, almost, in Baal is a Sumerian or Mesopotamian lord, right? So anyways, among the most rich and fruitful expressions of erotic art are the Egyptian, Greeks, and Romans, the Hindus, and Latin America Incan Empire. It is only since the monotheistic Judeo-Christian religion that everything related to sex has been seen as sinful, shameful, and something contrary to virtuous life. So much so that at least in the Western and Christian world, all images that glorify and expose sex were censored and banned from public display. Pope Paul IV turned the Roman Catholic Church away from its more sinful penis-filled past by censoring art and added marble and plaster fig leaves to the genitals of all the statues within the Vatican, like you really ain't witnessing. Man, come on, man. Anyways, permanently damaging many statues, as it is documented that Pope Pius IX flew into a rage and vandalized every other opposed male genital sculpture in the Vatican City during his reign in the 19th century. Why hide male genitals when we all know it's the source of the foundation of life? Every religion worships it in one way or the other. Yeah, but at the same time, man, when you got to represent the Most High God as a physical manifestation, we dealing with high logic, high mind, higher self principles, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are divine principles at the same time. We understand that. There's no point of worshiping it. You feel what I'm saying? That's where we fall off at, because when we amongst ourselves, you know what I'm saying, we might, you know what I'm saying, like I say, some like I say, we get amongst ourselves, we might be naked or have little to no clothing because we that high minded that we not lusting and looking after everything like, because we understand certain things like that. But anyway, give an example for erotic, epiphallic art in chronological order from prehistory to the present day. It can begin to be seen that the evolution of its sex and drugs may have been how our ancestors begun communities which led to societies where the sexual nature of mankind blossomed. The ancient world of worship of union with the gods can be explicitly seen in these following ancient relic references. This is not meant as cheap pornography. This is Neolithic and classical art form called epiphallic art, a sex worship of the ancient gods that we must realize has overt suggestions to the alien overlords' manipulation of our species with a potential agenda of possibly harvesting our radiant sexual energy to use mankind simply as resource material. It is possible that human species was bred from an earlier ancestor like monkey and ape. Well, which human you talking about now? Goddamn, it's just right. Earlier ancestors like monkey and alien DNA into the sexual slave that we are today. Our one driving force being sexual energy and obsession with the organism. Alright. Ancient epiphallic art clearly has profound connections to the seeding of mankind by the gods, to educate about what has since become the hidden knowledge of our origins. Was sex the tool of mankind's manipulation from the beginning of alien gods' hybridization? So now what you finna see, man, is a lot of cave art and paintings with this sexual, you know what I'm saying, stuff. Like, look at this. Like, a lot of this stuff is in the four corners. You feel what I'm saying? Like Aboriginal rock. Alright, kind of cool. I don't know what that's at. I don't know. Okay, these are in, I think these are in Australia. Some of these. Eastern Egyptian desert. Look at that. Bam. That's crazy, because that looks just like the ones in the four corners too. But as you can see, man, you know, look at all these, man. This sexual shit right here, you know what I'm saying? Bam, look at that. That's what, this, the pictures actually linked me to the, to this. Because when I was looking at this horn picture right here, I think it's this horn picture, right? I got that. And this is from Ant People Petroglyphs, right? So, where we at? Alright, so look at that, you know what I'm saying? Bit dope. You feel me? Everything's centered around that yoni in this religion, you know what I'm saying? And stimulating that life force. You know what I mean? I mean, think about it, bro. Like, I mean, y'all just females too, man. Y'all think about this, man, because this shit crazy, dog. Like, nigga come up in the temple, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I tell you, Baal Peor worship, you had to goddamn eat that ass. Oh, excuse me, man. I'm sorry, bro, but this is crazy. Like, that was one of the way to communicate with the God, because he's the Lord of the opening. So at the opening, right, you find Ra housed in the womb, in the vagina, right? So, nigga, goddamn, you in the temple as a priestess. You feel me? And somebody come up to you and say, I need to consult with the gods. Right? Throw you about 50 shekels or something, however, you know, some money, some gold, you know what I'm saying? And then you bend over and he go to work. This is how they, you know what I'm saying? This is how they commune with their God, how they worshiping their God and interacting with their God. Now, so I just wanted to drop this on y'all, man. And, you know what I mean? Just hit y'all with this video. I really not intend for this video to be that long, but, you know, it is what it is, man. It's just some things I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And, I just find it crazy, man, with these petroglyphs in this area. And the pantheon that should be in the area if it bears the name, or, you know, if we looking at it with that biblical eye. So, you know, I just find this stuff crazy, man. Look, you got Baal and Baalat right there, right? You got Baal, the horn god, the sun god, and his wife, that he's housed in, right? The Matrix, the Milky Way galaxy, Hathor, Haru. Y'all know what it is, family. Y'all stay blessed and y'all stay away from all that life and tears acts. I know how you is, you feel what I'm saying? I know where you come from. You know what I'm saying? It's in your blood, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's in your blood. Y'all stay righteous, man. Y'all stay positive, man. Peace and blessings, you know what I mean? Until next time.